favorite was when we were in the past when we did that Wild West episode. We couldn't be controlled on that episode. We were just acting like nuts. I don't even know how that episode got shot. It was so many days that I was like, we're never going to get done because we just couldn't behave.
Yeah, you had that yellow 1800s dress on with the bonnet and stuff. And
that was
red
just, I
shirt
think
with
of
cowboy hats.
10 things that was just, it was just so funny because we were just acting stupid and we were all into it and we all thought we were funny. And
that's like every episode, man. I was bad every episode. Yeah, it was a funny one.
What about you?
I think the one thing I liked about the show was that every once in a while there was an episode that was just about our character, So those are the ones I like the best. The ones were about me.
Which episode? You don't even
I don't know the names of them.
Oh, Rocky Wants to Have Fun. Yeah, Rocky Wants to Have Fun.
They were playing that at the last convention. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's right. Another convention we did, they played it up on the screen. I was like, oh.
You can't even we have all the episodes for my little girl, and I swear I put them on, and I'm just like I've never seen him before.
You forget.
I don't remember. And I'm 230 episodes, and she's got all these flipping through all these different episodes, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just I really honestly don't remember that one. The episodes that touch close to my heart because my brother passed away is when he was on set. That was my real brother that played my brother, and he was a good guy. He was a wild guy, those are probably my favorite episodes because I was able to work close with him. But even then, he couldn't be controlled even on. I got him a job. And that
it really was double trouble when we were on set together.
It was.
Jason was crazy alone by himself. Yeah. His brother was on there. It was just two of them.
We were filming the snow business, whatever, some mammoth. I don't know, whatever it was. Me and my brother decided to take a shortcut off the hill, and then we were gone. I just couldn't get back. I just couldn't find you hitting the slopes. I couldn't get back to where we were. So that's one of those things where you just sneak back, and then they're like, "Where were you?" They're here the whole time.
Was your brother going to actually be a range driver?
I don't know, man. I don't think they talked about that. I mean, my brother, he kind of went on strike after episode 6. He wanted more money. I'm like, you don't do that with Saban, man. I was like, you go on strike, you go far away to the peace conference. But yeah, he did pull the strike card. And then they dubbed his voice was some horrible actor, at the surfer, because my brother's a big guy. Yeah, just they're hey, how's it going? And my brother was watching, look, they did, man. I'm
they did that on purpose.
But I think the fighting episode, Dino Thunder with the Rangers battling the Rangers, that was probably my ultimate favorite episode just to do. Because there were so many episodes, they just wrapped up, and we would shoot 2 or 3 or 4, and we get them all confused.
You don't even remember.
We're just confused, which one's this one? Oh yeah, he just knew the ones he was in. He's like, this is Rocky Wants to Have Fun every day. But that's true much.
I liked the episodes where Lord Zed came down to Earth. There was a couple of episodes.
Oh, really?
Where Lord Zed actually had interaction with somebody besides Rita and then Babu Squat and the other turkeys, Goldar. I also liked the episodes when Lord Zed was in Serpenteria. Okay. Serpenteria. I always wanted to say Carpinteria, which is
Carpinteria?
Carpet in LA. But that was my favorite. Lord Zed, had a good chunk of the dialogue in the shows, and a lot of the dialogue was exposition. Turn around and have to make that interesting was the key, especially because I always had problems with Ed, who did the lines actually when he pantomimed the character, and he said the lines. He wasn't an actor.
He thought he was the voice the whole time.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think he ever realized he got cut out.
You guys had to be there.
Speak the lines really fast. So I had to come to the studio and we had to, we got to cut this, rework that to get it all in. And I originally and always tried to keep Lord Zed as a slow paced. But sometimes I had to really speed up, and that I felt the quality of the character was lost. But that's showbiz. Had inspiration from Darth Vader. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I didn't want to do a Darth Vader imitation. I actually developed the voice for partially for another character called Lumbar Hist. It was a character out of a book. They were doing a book on tape thing, this company. And he had a very, I sort of hiss like a steak. And I went in and did the voice, and I thought I knocked him dead, and I didn't get the part. So, I don't know, maybe I was too scared. It's possible to be too scary in this business. I hit that problem with Lord Zed. We'll talk about that later. But so I had that voice. I got to use that voice for something. So Lord Zed came around, and I just made the voice a little deeper and put it back in my throat a bit more and got a little more lung into it. And that was Lord Zed. But it was very, very Darth Vader-ish. That slow, magisterial piece to it. So that was my inspiration.
I don't know. I was so young. I don't know that it was ever like a thought. All they kept telling me was like, Aisha's fun and she's girl next door, and every now and then they would try to throw in like some stereotypical line, but I wouldn't say them, like make her ghetto, but I was like, she lives in Angel Grove, like she can never be ghetto, so
Yeah, right.
I mean, I just kind of followed. We actually,
Angel Grove,
when we
where it's
came
never
on,
nighttime.
right. When we came on, they were well established, so we just kind of followed their lead, and we just kind of eventually found a place for ourselves. I mean, I don't know that I just was so young back then. I don't know that I even put a lot of thought in it. I just made her happy. She was just happy all the time.
For me, like, I don't know. I just read the lines, and then finally, after about like 30 episodes, they were like, "Dude, you need some acting lessons." They hired me an acting coach, and then he like tried to just try to make a character and just make him unique and make him stand out. So I just tried to be like a little goofier than everybody else, So that's how I tried to make my character, but. That was basically from an acting coach where I got my inspiration from.
That's funny. Again, I was young, but my whole point was I wanted to prove that agency wrong. That I can have long hair and be on one of the most popular shows. So I just grew my hair out. I kind of like like Tommy became just whatever. I mean, like we use our own personalities. Say, I'm a goofy guy, I joke around a lot, and that's just kind of what it was. My character. But when I went back to Disney. They were going to screen test me for the character that Tommy. I'm the one that I'm Tommy. You're going to screen test me for Tommy? You want me to read for my character I created? That was just no. I crossed that off. I was like, why don't you pull one of my 250 episodes, then you can look at that. But it really was at that point where I had almost jump through hoops, and I was like, I really don't want to do this, man. So I went with Ann and Doug, who were on part of the show. They were really good, and I just remember going in there. I was 30. A lot older than the crazy days I used to do, and I just remember them going, okay, just keep your temper, don't say anything. I was like, I'm 30 now, but I did find myself getting in there and be like, anyway, I think we just kind of fell into it, man, honestly, and just did what we had to do. We all had fun on the show. There were times we had long days, and times that we had short days, and times that so.
Yep.